Absolutely. Well, here's the rest of my story real quick. I'm a cycler. In 2010, I'd been kind of dialed into my program of competitive cycling and eating right for about 4.5 years. Well, in the fall of 2010, I was on a mountain bike ride down in Wilkesboro, just close to here. And I started having pain, I should say, between my shoulder blades. And I thought, man, this is the worst heartburn I've ever had in my life. And so for 2 hours, it was just kind of like, stabbing me in the back. And so, I got off my mountain bike, said, okay, no more coffee, no more orange juice. I'm going to start really changing a few other things in my diet. And I was already eating really healthy, by the way. And so I decided, okay, I'll do those things and see what happens. This thing's going to fall again. And so what I decided to do was try that experiment for a couple of weeks. And then what I noticed was this pain was not going away. It was getting worse. In fact, I was running up a bank to my car to get my cell phone, and I found this pain going straight into my chest, and it burned like fire. I said to myself, uh-oh, this ain't heartburn, this is my heart. And I battled this for about 6 weeks thinking, okay, I'm going to lick this thing. I'm going to be able to change my diet enough to see my heart improve, and I couldn't do it. And ladies and gentlemen, I ended up having a heart catheterization. And this is my heart right here. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is a 95 to 99% blockage of what's called the left anterior descending artery. This is what's called the widowmaker. Most people who get this are dead on arrival. Okay? So this is serious business. And I had to say to myself, whoa, what happened here? Well, if I look back on my life, my motto was, hey, eat what you want to, just exercise a whole lot more. And it wasn't, and you know what? So when I started making my dietary changes, I imagine I might have had more than just this. But this one was staying with me. This one was the one that was going to take my life. Well, I ended up having a stent, opened that blood vessel up. 2 weeks later, I'm skiing in Steamboat Springs, Colorado at 12,000 feet as hard as I could without looking back. And I cannot believe to this day I have a stent, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. Every one of you here this evening, you may not know what you don't know, okay? That's the sober reality. Is here I was thinking, man, I'm eating nothing but plants. I'm dialed in on Juice Plus. And, when I first started my dietary program, it was as if I was in a Chevette. Chevette was not America's finest hour from an automobile standpoint, right? I mean, Chevrolet, they could do better, and they did do better. But if you got into a Chevette, and you knew that was a small car, not a lot of metal on you, what are you going to do? You're going to put on a seat belt. Hey, I might get hit in this thing, and then what would happen? But we'll dial forward 4.5 years later for me, and it was as if I was rocking along in a Suburban. I had a lot of metal, a lot of protection. I was eating healthy. I was taking Juice Plus. Why? Why? Because you know what? Even in a Suburban, just because you're in a big car doesn't mean something can't happen, right? I mean, I had a couple in my practice a few years ago. They were out on 421, going to church, minding their own business, cut across the median to go to their church, just like they were legally, and a state patrolman hit their vehicle going 105 miles an hour, flipped their vehicle 4 times, and they walked away from the accident. Why? Seatbelts. So here I am, kind of in a Suburban, rocking along with a great diet, but by golly, I knew I needed protection. And that's where Juice Plus came in for me, was that additional protection that I needed and wanted. I hope y'all that kind of makes sense to you to bring it home. Finally, give it to me straight, Doc. How long do I have to ignore your advice? Well, I hope that what you've gotten out of this evening, I mean, it's a lot of information. Granted, some people could look at this like open wide and let the fire hydrant hit you, just blast you with information. But I'm hoping that what you've come away with is a sense of, wow, I really didn't know it was this important. I didn't know that my diet, my lifestyle, could impact my health this much, and it really can. And bottom line is, what we're looking for is as many servings of fruits and vegetables as we can get into our body, and filling in the gap, supporting our body, and that's where I feel like Juice Plus helps add to that. Finally, why? Because we're trying to protect not just ourselves, but the 90% of us, which is not us. And that's again where this is this new thought. You'll hear more and more information, and I'm hoping this is getting you thinking about this whole idea of you being what I call a super organism in this whole concept of good gut critters. Y'all, thank you. I hope this was helpful. All right.